Dear Class 7 students, in today's video, you are going to learn a lesson from your main course book, Where the Mind is Without Fear. Unit 4, Section 3. Where the Mind is Without Fear is written by Rabindranath Tagore. This poem is published in 1910. The book the name of the book is Geetanjali. It's a collection of poems. Some information about the poet. Rabindranath Tagore was born on 7th May 1861 and he died on 7th August 1941. He was known as the Bard of Bengal and also known as the Gurudev. He was not only a poet but a great musician and an artist. He won Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1913 for his poem collections, the book called Geetanjali. And he was the first Indian who got Nobel Prize. And he was the first non-European. He was the first non-European who got the Nobel Prize. Where the Mind is Without Fear consists of 11 lines. The poem is very small, but this poem has a very wide range of meaning. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert and of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by into ever widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. First of all, the setting of the poem. In which context this poem is written? It is set in the India of the poet's dream. This is the India that he hopes will be created after its independence from British rule. This is the poem of his dream India. However, the converse of everything that the poet envisions is occurring in India in reality. The first 4 lines, where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken into fragments by narrow domestic walls. In these 4 lines, the poet starts to imagine what he would like his country to be. He says that no countryman of his should live with fear or on his mind at all times. Instead, they should hold their heads up fearlessly and have confidence in themselves. Knowledge should be available to all citizens, that is, through education and through educational institutions, should admit students of all races and classes. All the various regions of India and their people should be united instead of fighting amongst themselves for supremacy. They should fight together against a common enemy to determine their common fate. The lines 5 to 8, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. In these lines, the poet says that in the India of his dream, where people should speak the truth, no person should lie on his own advantage or his own benefit. Every man should make an effort to improve himself and keep trying till he reaches the stage of self-perfection. Next, the poet tries to imagines the reasons to be an unsullied stream of water through which one can progress easily and without encountering too many obstacles. On the other hand, he imagines habit to be a desert. The stream of reason seems to him to be lost in the sands of habit. In simple ways, he tries to say, this means he is saying that the people of his country blindly believe in their superstitions at present, and he would like them to question these beliefs through the application of logic. And the last lines, that is line from 9 to 11, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. Through these lines, the poet speaks directly to God. He wants his countrymen to be led by him so that they broaden the horizon of both their thoughts and their actions. If they were to do so, then India would be transformed into heaven, a heaven where all its citizens would be truly free. What is the central idea of the poem? Where the mind is without fear, the poet envisions the India of the future. In this country, no man will live in fear. Instead, they will have a strong sense of self-dignity. They will all possess a share of knowledge or wisdom. No Indian will discriminate against another on the basis of class or caste, and all its various states will join hands in the fight against the British. Every man will speak the truth, and try to achieve self perfection. They will stop believing in their superstitions and questions these with the help of reason instead. Dear students, with this I am winding up this session, this video. We will meet with another video with another topic. Till then, thank you. Have a nice time.